Another major stressor can just be the family relationships that we have that can be sometimes difficult to navigate. And so again, in consultation with the battalion and gathering up wisdom of best practices, as well as consulting mental health experts, I've come up with a list for you. One of the things that was suggested very highly is to have a clear holiday plan of who and when, to devise this with your significant others or your family, and to come up with a plan of who you want to see and when. And don't make excuses, make decisions. Make decisions about who you're going to see and when, and then communicate that plan to those who need to know clearly and firmly. That oftentimes just hearing that a plan is in place reduces the friction of sometimes some members of the family or friends feeling that they should have times that you're not able to give them. So sometimes just communicating that plan clearly may reduce those frictions. Next is to prioritize your healthiest relationships. Make sure across the holiday season, you prioritize the friends and family that are the most beneficial to you, that are the most helpful to helping you be the person you want to be. Prioritize those relationships with time, as well as where in the holiday you celebrate with them. Avoid surprises and tense relationships. So if you have some relationships with friends or family that can sometimes kind of go off the rails, then to avoid surprises with those and plan those interactions as much as possible. Don't necessarily avoid those difficult relationships, but do plan them out. One thing is to have a clear exit strategy from your more toxic interactions. It's better to go to the friends and family with whom you often kind of disagree or may have some kind of conflict. Go to them instead of inviting them to you, because it's much easier to leave a venue than it is to kick somebody out. So just think through that plan and have an exit strategy for your more difficult relationships. Sometimes it's good to plan a visit to somebody that's often more difficult with a subsequent immediate event following, so that you have a reason to leave, an excuse. Avoid toxic mixes if possible. Sometimes some friends and family just don't interact with each other well. So make sure that you have a plan where you can individually spend time with those people without necessarily mixing them together. A great suggestion is to set the tone of an event with some kind of sentiment, with prayer, with a reading of some sort, or with music, so that you set the tone for the event, which can often influence people to follow the tone and follow the sentiment that you have set or desire. It can be a good practice to talk with your friends and family or your significant other about topics that specifically should be avoided with certain people. Having that list of topics kind of prepared can help navigate through some conflict. And then the main thing here is that once you have a plan in place for the holidays, stick to it as much as possible. Now, of course, the holidays are very unpredictable. Nevertheless, just remain with your plan as much as possible to reduce the friction and stress. Hopefully you find these suggestions helpful, and I would like for you to leave below the ones that you may plan on trying and or the ones that you already use.